'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to focus everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end.
You were at a party with your husband, the mafia boss Park Jimin. You were enjoying your time with him until someone else, you. Hey, beautiful, can I buy you a drink? A voice whispered in your ear as a hand slid around. You flinched, feeling a surge of. You looked at your husband, who was busy talking to some of his associates. He didn't seem to notice. No, thanks, I'm with someone, you said, trying to sound polite. Oh, come on, don't be shy. He won't mind. The voice persisted as the hand moved. You tried to ignore it, but it was making you feel uncomfortable. You excused yourself to go to the restroom, hoping to get away from the creep. Excuse me, I need to use the restroom, you said, pulling away from the unwanted. Sure, go ahead. I'll wait for you here, the man said with a smirk. You hurried to the restroom, feeling relieved. But when you got there, the person who was waiting for you. He cornered you, his hands on your shoulders. Hello, gorgeous. I've been waiting for you, he said, leaning in closer. You felt trapped, terrified. You tried to push him away, but he was stronger than you. Get off me! Leave me alone, you shouted, struggling. Don't make a scene. You know you want this, he said. Just as he leaned in closer, ready to, someone else appeared out of nowhere and pushed him away. It was Jimin, your husband, his eyes blazing with anger, his fist clenched in rage. You dare to touch what is mine, he growled, his voice dark and the man who had tried to step back, looking frightened. I could. You where you stand, Jimin continued, his grip on your shoulders tightening. He, with such force that he collapsed to the floor. You couldn't believe what was happening. You didn't want your husband to get into trouble because of you. It's okay, you whispered, trying to push his hands away. I'm fine. He ignored you and glared at the man. He was still lying on the floor, clutching his nose. You? How dare you lay a finger on my wife? I'm sorry, the man stammered. I didn't know she was your wife. I thought she was alone. Please don't hurt me. Sorry, he scoffed. You think that's enough? You think you can just walk away after what you did? He lifted his foot and the man in the making him groan in. Get out of my sight, he said, and don't you ever touch what belongs to me again. With that, he dragged you away from the scene, leaving the man to crawl away in fear. You turn to face him, tears streaming down your cheeks. "I'm sorry," you whispered. "I shouldn't have come here." Jimin's eyes softened at the sight of your tears. He reached out and gently wiped them away. "Hey," he said softly, his voice barely audible over the music. "I've got you. I'm not going to let anything happen to you." He pulled you into his arms, holding you close. You felt safe and protected in his embrace, despite the chaos around you. He rested his chin on top of your head, inhaling the scent of your hair. "I should have been paying more attention," he murmured. "I should have known something was wrong." You closed your eyes, nuzzling further into his warmth. His strong arms were like a shield protecting you from the world outside. "It's not your fault," you whispered. "I should have said something." He kissed the top of your head. "Well, you can say something now," he said, his voice low and intense. "Tell me what happened." You hesitated, but his arms tightened around you, offering you the comfort and support you needed to speak. "It was an unknown person. He was just being stupid and—" Jimin went still for a moment and you could feel the tension building in his body. "I'm sorry," you said quickly. "I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have put you in." His arms loosened slightly and he pulled back to look at you. His expression was a mix of anger and concern. "You think I wouldn't have found out eventually?" he asked, his voice low and— "You think I wouldn't have taken care of it?" He ran a hand through his hair, exhaling heavily. "I should have known better than to bring you to this place." You looked up at him, feeling a pang of guilt. "It's not your fault," you repeated, your voice barely audible. "I should have been stronger. I should have known better than to come here." He cupped your face in his hands, his thumbs gently wiping away the remaining tears. "That's not true," he said, his voice firm. "And you know it. You are strong, and you are mine. I will protect you, no matter what." His expression softened, and he leaned in, gentle and reassuring. As he pulled away, you felt a sense of relief wash over you. Despite the fear, you couldn't help but feel safe and loved in his arms. "Thank you," you whispered, your voice trembling, "for everything." He smiled down at you, his eyes filled with warmth. "You're welcome," he replied, his voice rough with emotion. "Now let's get out of here. I think it's time we go home." You nodded, burying your face in his chest as he wrapped his strong arms around you once more. Together, you made your way through the crowd, ignoring the curious glances and hushed whispers that followed you. Your husband's bodyguard parted as they saw you approaching, allowing you to pass unharmed. As you stepped out into the cool night air, You felt a weight lift off your shoulders. You were finally away from the chaos and the. But as you stood there, basking in the warmth of your husband's embrace, you knew that there would always be, lurking in the shadows. You knew that he would always be there to protect you, and for some reason, you couldn't help but feel safe and loved in his arms. A husband's love for his wife is not only a duty but a privilege. He is her protector, her defender, and her shield from harm. He is her knight in shining armor, who will fight for her honor and dignity.
Just wanna reminisce. Yeah, just wanna reminisce. Yeah.